It's The Local Show on News Radio 570 WSYR, a service of Geddes Federal Savings and Loan and Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts. The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in Central New York. The Local Show is locally produced by Zoe Advertising. Now, your hosts, Tom and Steve.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to The Local Show. It's the 2022 pre-holiday edition. I'm your host, Tom Soccocio Jr., along with my friend and co-host, Steve Roberts. On The Local Show, we have conversations about local business with business owners, CEOs, CFOs, entrepreneurs, some civic organizations, nonprofits, business advocates, and other business-friendly organizations. We talk about how they got into business, why they do business right here in Syracuse, New York, and where their business might be going in the future. You'll hear all about their successes, challenges, opportunities, marketing, and advertising. We are broadcasting from the Zoe Advertising Studios, sponsored by Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts and Geddes Federal Savings and Loan. How you doing there, Steve? Happy weekend.
Happy weekend, Tom. How about this fall? How about this weather?
Yeah, it's very nice.
Go, right?
Yeah. What was it? Was it 3 or so Thanksgivings ago where it was like 80 degrees?
Yes.
It was either 2 or 3, right?
It was something like that.
Yeah. I remember my uncle had just got a motorcycle, and he visited us up at the house on the motorcycle on Thanksgiving Day. You know,
No. So Thanksgiving Day morning, did you have a tradition that wasn't family and turkey? Did you have something you did?
We didn't have a lot of traditions. It was a lot of yelling. I come from a full Italian family, you know. It was yelling and screaming.
We are non-Italian,
Yes.
So when we yelled, we meant it. But we used to always play football. We would call it the Turkey Bowl, you know, as young adolescents and into our teen years.
And you did that with friends, not with your family.
Correct.
Okay,
and we would go down to North Syracuse Heritage Park.
Yeah, I know just where that is.
A whole bunch of guys would meet, and we had that was there'd always be a football game. Pickup game. And it was always great. Someone would always get hurt. You know, it was perfect. It was the typical, but it was wonderful. Good times. Good
used
days.
to love playing football like that. My son got to doing that a little bit over the summer, but that, you know, our generation, we used to do that all the time, didn't we?
All the time. And
that was like a thing.
I was talking to Nate. Nate's people know my son who's in the Air Force. He's in Idaho now. Talked to him a few nights ago. He's like, "Yep, I was there," and they were short a guy, and they said, "Come on in," and they play flag football at the base.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And he had a blast.
That's wonderful.
I was free. I was safety, so you get to run. You know, that's the awesome position. He's quick, so he had a great time. So it continues.
Good. Well, look, folks, we've got a great show for you today here on The Local Show. Stick around. We'll have some conversations with Dan Palladino, owner of Heritage Hill Brew House. Megan Query stops by. She's a nurse recruiter at the Syracuse VA Medical Center. And then Marissa Vardick is a board-certified nurse and board-certified in family medicine at OnCare Family Health. We'll get her take on healthcare. And then Charlie Van Patten puts us to sleep. He's the owner of Mattress Makers. Lori, that didn't come out right, did it?
Didn't come out right at all.
Lori Simpson is the Director of Development at Hospice of Central New York. And then Dr. Joseph Naz, owner of Foot Specialists of CNY. Jeff Steigerwald is the owner of Lee's and Steigerwald. We'll talk meats and deli stuff with him. Dan Giamartino is the co-owner of Tully's Restaurant, Copper Top Tavern, and Good Buddies Pub. We'll round out things with a conversation.
Tom, did you bring your medical files? Because there's a lot of this could be stand to. We're going to go about Tom's medical stuff today.
Oh, yeah. I'll be asking lots of questions. Try and get all that free knowledge right there. And one of my questions is, you know, who do you trust these days, right? You know, that's a big thing.
Dan Palladino.
That's I trust Dan as he's sliding a beer over to me.
I'll take your pain away.
Dan Palladino, owner of Heritage Hill Brew House. If you haven't been up there, you haven't been up there. You've got to see what's going on. How you doing there, Dan?
Doing great.
It's beautiful.
Gorgeous weekend.
Yeah. That's have you had throngs of people?
Yeah, the entire fall. I don't know why, but
we know why. It's because you're on the local show.
I'm telling you, I mean, you go through these periods where you could have a rainy period, whatever. This fall has been gorgeous. The leaves held on for the longest time, and then this week, I mean, 70s in November. It's just absolutely
beautiful.
Crazy.
Yeah. Heritage Hill. Dan, tell us where it is and how long you've been in the business. You know, how long has the farm been around, and what your connection to it is.
Yeah, the very top of the hill in Pompey. So we're right up on Sweet Road. Not too far away, but like I always say, it's, far enough away to escape, but close enough to call home, and it's beautiful views up there from our spot. We're up 1,700 feet, so you can see 8 counties across New York State. You see all the lakes. It's just really pretty. It's the brewery house and restaurant, smokehouse sits right in the middle of our family farm. It's a long part of our history, but the brew house itself I've had for 4 years now. So,
I see. Okay. Yeah. And have you worked on that local show beer, the custom, or was that just lip service?
And did you bring some for us? Tom, okay.
He's never going to do that. We're not famous.
Keep having me on the show. Your ratings are
Yeah, I'd like to get that custom beer. Yeah, but you had a couple of beers that I enjoyed, and I think that everyone would enjoy them up there. How many different beers do you have?
We got 18 different beers. We also have a couple different seltzers that we make, and then we have a full bar of New York State, liquors, wines, cider. So we have something for everybody. Non-alcoholic drinks as well, because we really attract everybody across the board, and a lot of people come for our barbecue. It's just really delicious barbecue. And
are you to the point now where you can book holiday parties and things like that?
Yeah, and that's our big focus right now. Actually, this Saturday we're closed for a wedding. Somebody bought out the entire facility for a wedding.
No kidding. That was after you told me you're not going to do weddings.
I know, but I was like, well, November 1st the weather turns, it's really cold. If they want to buy it for a wedding, go ahead. And then it's 73 degrees. I'm like, So I'm sure I'll have to be standing.
That's what Sunday's for.
Yeah, so Sunday's going to be a big day, live music we got out there still. So we're still able to have live music outside. It's been really great. But yeah, we're booking. We have a Friday holiday party special for corporations. We have a number of facilities that we can book, from our little cafe that seats 30 to 40 people to our event barn with 150 people, to buying out the whole brew house and having your holiday party there. And those special rates are going right through January and everything. So
and Jeff Steigerwald's coming up on the show a little bit now. Jeff's up there a lot with Steigerwald's, right?
Yeah. Every Wednesday we do a pitch and cornhole tournament, and Jeff brings a buffet of food from Lee and Steigerwald's. He makes really great stuff. I'm able to give my staff the day off. We're closed, so just Jeff and I do that. It's a lot of fun. We like to do a lot of things together. He's a great guy, great family. So we partner with each other as much as possible. And so just a lot of great events. And then we've already booked Santa and Mrs. Claus for two Sundays in December, so the kids can come up. And then every Sunday in December, I've got horse-drawn sleigh rides booked, and I'm going to start selling tickets shortly for those as well. Yeah. So winter, it's just another reason to come up. We have a sledding hill for the kids, snow dependent.
Sure.
We do sleigh rides. If there's no snow, they're a wagon ride, and still a lot of fun on the weekends.
Do you change the menu up at all? Is there like some seasonal favorites that you would have in the winter?
I'm very comfortable with our menu as it is. So we switch a couple. So we switch from our chicken salad to we had our chili back on the menu, and of course you're Central New York, so we do fish fry, broiled fish, and clam chowder on Fridays. We keep our smoked prime rib on Sundays, and we add chili
smoked
back to
prime rib
really
on Sundays. I just found a reason, another reason, like I needed, because I've had the smoked
until
brisket.
Gone. Yeah,
the brisket is amazing.
Yeah.
Smoked prime. I missed that.
2 whole roasts, and then when they're gone, starting at 2:00, and very
starting
popular.
at 2.
Yep, starting at 2.
All right.
So right, fresh off the smoker.
Now, Dan, you had a bunch of events over there over the summer, and what can we expect in the spring and next summer? Can you kind of recap, or not recap, but kind of tell us what's going to happen?
Yeah, so
really quickly.
Really quick. Our Empire Farm Days is going to be back at the end of July, beginning of August. We're going to have a rodeo, the tractor pulls. Rodeo is going to be new this year. We've never had one before.
Hippie Fest?
Hippie Fest will be back in July.
Yes.
And then we're doing our corporate clam bakes and our fun stuff and our weekend live music and stuff. But really focusing on booking these nice facilities that we've built up outside for events and private events and corporate events.
Excellent. Well, that sounds like a wonderful time, as usual, up at Heritage Hill Brew House, heritagehillbrewery.com, Heritage Hill palladinobrewery.com. That's Dan Palladino right there. And you got the family working with you too, so you can,
absolutely,
people can come up and say hello is my point.
Yeah, come up and say hello. Say hello to all the animals. The animals are out year round to come visit. So
great.
Absolutely.
All right, and if you need a rodeo clown, you're sitting right next to one over there. That's perfect. All right, coming up next, we're going to talk with Megan Query. She's a nurse recruiter at the Syracuse VA Medical Center right here on the local show on 570 WSYR.